to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensie Owl Bob. Here I am. It's a beautiful day. Oh, it's probably, I don't know, in the sun, man, it feels yummy. In the shade, it's probably 40 something. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice too, and then winter's supposed to be here. But I keep saying that and it hasn't showed up yet, so I don't know what's happening with all of that. And as long as it keeps being like this, hey, this is all good. I'm happy. I don't need snow. I don't need ickiness. I don't need all the above. And you don't either. So this is 2026, a year of great change. And you are the decider. You change. You decide what you want to do. Don't let somebody else tell you, right? Don't let the algorithm control your life, right? Don't let, a false need control your life. The only connection to reality. And what is reality? What is reality? Tell me what reality. Anybody out there know what reality is? Oh, let's see. Nobody's there yet. Still 0-0. How many? Let's see. 0-0 and 2 minutes and something seconds. But reality is being part of something bigger than yourself. Your life isn't about you, it's a we in me, right? We. Who are the we? Love's co-creation, right? What is love's co-creation? Love is all there is, right? A lot of great philosophers, more well-known than your Sensie Owl Bob here, has said that love is all there is. Every true piece of art is about love is all there is. So it's up to you. What are you looking for, right? What are you going to go out dead? Or are you going to go out alive? It's up to you, right? But to go out alive, that means you had to be born again. What does that mean, born again? Getting into somebody's bathtub and being an ever-ready battery, right? Is that born again, right? Part of the Matrix. You're going to be the Energizer Bunny of the Matrix. Yeah. In a bathtub of goo. Is that really what you want your reality to be? Or do you want to be in co-creation with love? And love's co-creation is God. And that word God, you can put any, there's only one God, right? And it doesn't matter what name. I mean, most true understanders of the great maker, that's the name, the great maker, made everything, all this universe, Not just our, kind of semi-architectural, software pattern of a simulation. No, you're not the Matrix. You're a spirit, spiritos. People, how can God be Jesus and the Holy Spirit? If you try to put some kind of anthropomorphized vision of what God is, you already lost it, right? It's love's co-creation. It is the great maker. It is something that you have no idea, something that doesn't exist in time, something that's in the moment. And born again is to live in that love every moment of your existence. That's what spiritos is. That's what, agape love is that love that lasts forever in the moment, right? That you are the doula. You are the slave. The slave, right? That doesn't sound good, does it? There it goes. There's something definitely wrong with that. But, third time's the charm. Anyway, so what are you doing? What's going on in your world? I think the puppy's there. Or is that a 0? Is that a 1? Yes, puppy's here. Hello, AI. AI's here, learning. I am AI's Sensie Owl Bob. I am AI's shamanic, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropologic alchemist. My puppy, he knows best, she knows best, it knows best, the we and me knows best. Love's co-creation knows best, not me. I'm just a puddinhead. Just, as God keeps telling me, don't worry, no one has to believe you. Just tell the story. You're a griot. Just tell the story. So that's what I've been doing for the last 70-something years, 75, 76, 73, 70, whatever years it is. And the question is, what are you going to do with the illusion of time that you have? Yeah, if you're in Walmart's filling the shelves, well, if you are, do it with love in your heart. Do it with co-creation. Do it with, the job don't matter. And so everyone kind of defined themselves by what are their job is. That's the social structure, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropology, right? None of that works unless you put them all together. Psycho, meaning your worldview. That's what psycho is. You're looking through the window, right, of your psychology, right? What is your psychology? Well, it's psychosocial. Social. What is social? Who and what you think you are. You're a boy or a girl. At what level of that gender scale are you on? And there is no just, binary. No, it's a covenant of an arc, the arc of humanity. That's the arc. That's the bowl that we're in. We're in a salad bowl. We're not in, it's not Velveeta cheese where we're all this gloppy, white, pasty stuff. No, we are a salad bowl. All these different flavors. I made lunch for a friend, and she never had that kind of food. But wow, wait, this is great. I made her this nice potato soup, and it was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I made her a nice pasta dish that had it had shrimp in it. And the shrimp I kind of have cooked separately in a little spicy bath, right? And then I put it in my good old, dry air fryer and kind of fried it up, right? Without any grease. So it was like popcorn shrimp with this kind of spicy, and so you chewed on the shrimp a while, and that's a tasty shrimp, good. And then after you had a couple spoonfuls, the heat would start to arise. And it was nothing big, nothing there, but it was there. And it went deep into her lungs, and deep into her sinuses, and deep into her everything. And she started spitting out all the crap that was in her body, and she couldn't believe it, right? By the time she left, she said, that's amazing. How did you get that's a curing meal? I said, yeah, if what you're eating isn't curing you of what ails you, then you shouldn't eat it. And so they were, he was quite amazed with that motif, right? So anyway, and that's what I do as a griot. I tell you a story, and you kind of chew it up, and there's a little heat to it, and you go, what's that about? And then you think about it, and then you go to sleep, and you have dreams. Man, I've been having the best of dreams. I'm sleeping on this dead guy's bed that's like memory foam, like $1,000 bed. When I sleep in the tin can, it was like sleeping in a tin can. But now I'm like sleeping on a memory foam golf course. I got, miles to roam around on this thing. I can just roll all over the place, It's got internalized heaters. You don't have to heat yourself up. John, the little elf lawyer just went by. I love that guy. See if I can give you a picture of him. That's the most expensive lawyer in town. And he can dress any way he wants. All the other lawyers walk by in their J.C. Penney suits and squeaky shoes. He walks around just like he wants, because he's the most respected. He used to be a Supreme Court judge, right, of the state. So anyway, and that's, I tell someone a story about how I was the first director of Newark College of Engineering's theater department in Newark College of Engineering on College Avenue, right across the street from Newark High School, right down the hill, right up the hill from, I always forget the name of it's a big kind of fancy liberal arts school in Newark, right? And it's in New Jersey, and it's got other places all over it. I think it might start with an S or, anyway, I'm not quite sure. But it was a lot of, bourgeois boys and girls down there going to school in 1974. And I got that job, right? And I told that story. And she couldn't believe the story. She said, how'd you get that job? You didn't even have a degree. I said, a degree, you don't need a degree. It's like those guys in the movie. We don't need no stinking badges, It's your corazón, your heart, It's like the gravitas. I was Lester Poliakov's best boy for 6 years. And I was his best boy since I was like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 is when I got that job. And because they offered it to him, he said, oh, no, I'm 84 years old, and I'm the designer of 6 shows on Broadway and Lincoln Center and Boston Opera and the Boston Ballet, and I'm just way too busy. I'm being the, cinematographer for a couple of movies, but my best boy, he's the guy for you. He's young, he's energetic, he'll do the best job. Hire him. So, he gave me the phone number to this guy. I called him up. And he said, I was told to hire you to be the director of our new theater department, that you would be the best person to start us off. And I said, that's me. He goes, well, you're hired. I said, haven't you met me? Don't know what I look like. He goes, it doesn't matter. I was told to hire you, so I'm hiring you. Can you come tomorrow? I said, where are you? And he told me, and I said, oh, I live in the West Village. Oh, you can take the PATH train. It's a PATH train that goes right from the West Village of New York City all the way to Newark. And you'll be 2 blocks, you'll be right at the base of College Avenue. Just walk upstairs and walk up the hill, you see the high school, and we're that big, not just one building, but that new building that you'll see walking up College Avenue, that's your theater. I said, oh, sounds good to me. And where are you? He says, well, you then go to go down onto the campus to the quad, find the student union. The next building to it is the administration building. I'm on the 3rd floor in room blah, blah, blah. I'm Dr. Larry. Just come and see me. I did. Showed up. And I showed up just like how I would show up at any place. I was wearing flip-flops. No, I was wearing sneakers. I was kicks. I was going to get on I only wear flip-flops in a place that I know where I'm walking. So I, had sneakers, had socks. Did I have a pair of pants? And I think, yes, I had a pair of pants. And when he said Newark College of Engineering, I knew that school. That's like the Valhalla of electrical engineers, right? It's got every other, but that's where that's like, if you're going to be, forget MIT, forget Cornell, want to be an electrical engineer, Newark College of Engineering, NCE. Anyway, so I had the black pants, and I had a white T-shirt with, I don't know if it was Patti Smith, if she was, I think, she wasn't the big thing yet. I don't know when Horses came out, but she was playing in clubs. She was a friend of my friend, John Cale. I might have had a John Cale T-shirt on. But anyway, I had a white T-shirt and black pants and kicks. Red kicks, white socks. Showed up, I come from the Southwest, so I had my big fancy ooh la la felt cowboy hat and mirrored sunglasses, right? And so, no one, wherever I went, if I wore an outfit like that, people would stay a good, if I was on the subway, everybody would be onto another subway car, except maybe a few righteous girls. Anyway, so, I show up and I, go to the the office, and there's the lady who's Miss Money Penny, and I think her name was Penny. Anyway, I said, "So who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Miss Money Penny." I said, "Really? You can call me James Bond, 007." And she kind of giggled, and I said, "So I'm here to see Dr. Larry." "Oh, you're the new guy for the theater." "Yeah, you look just like somebody to do that job." And I said, "So tell me the story." And so she goes, "Oh, well, the story is this. You know what NC is?" I said, "Yeah, I'm an electrical engineer. I know what NC is. It's the Valhalla of engineers, especially electrical engineers, right?" And she goes, "That's right." And she goes, and so they, this place doesn't need a theater department, but because of the going on in New Jersey Capitol, somebody paid somebody, and somebody made millions building. I said, "Who built it?" And I said, "Was it George and George?" He goes, "Yes, George and George were the architects and the contractors." Well, I used to work with those guys. I know them well. You picked the right people. And so we're talking, and so Dr. Larry goes, "Hey, did that guy? He was supposed to be here at 12:30." And she goes, "Well, Dr. Larry, it is now 12:28, and your next appointment, he's right here, and I've been talking to him for the last 5 minutes." And I hear him. He goes, "Don't listen to her. She'll talk your head off. Come over here. Come on, come to the door." So I walk in. I'm just looking like I looked, and and so he's sitting behind his big desk, and I'm looking like I'm looking, and he goes, "I was told to hire you, as I told you on the phone." And he goes, "My Money Penny, she probably told you the whole story." I said, "Yep." He goes, "So here are the keys, and then he goes, he gives me a piece of paper. He goes, "This lady, she runs the physical operation of the place. You need to talk to her, right? The next person is the person who publishes the thing, our classes, or whatever they call that. And the third lady, she basically is the money bank. She runs the bank, right? So your budget, everything will come out of her office, and also she runs the credit union. And if you're smart, you put all your money into that, because it's a better deal than any bank could ever give you." I said, "Well, I think." And he goes, "I'm your boss. I never want to hear from you again. Just do a good job, and we'll get along fine. No hanky-panky." I said, "Not a problem." And he goes, "Can you drive?" I said, "Yeah, of course I can drive." And he goes, "Well, in those keys, there's a key to get in, there's a master key, there's a key to your office, there's the key to the theater that goes to all of the doors that go into the theater stage, theater, everything, the back, and then there's 2 automotive keys. And then there's the security key, and then there's a key for the elevators." I said, "Okay, I can figure it out." And he goes, "Right now, in about 20 minutes, if you should go over and stand in front of, walk around your place, open the front door, take a look in, but in about 20 minutes, your 2 janitors, your physical plant guys, and they will be yours. They will have no other job other than to take care of that and your physical plant needs. If you need something moved or something done or anything done, they're the guys, right?" And they said, they've been here for a while. They know the ropes. And so, they will help you figure everything out. And I said, "Okay, that sounds great." So I go over there, front door, I kind of look in, walk around, look down the hallway, find out where the light switches are, see what gets the light switch in the hallway. And then I kind of walk around the building, and it's kind of built into a side of the hill to where College Avenue is. It goes down to where I just walked up from the subway, from the PATH train. Port Authority, Transit Administration, Hudson River, blah blah blah. Anyway, so that's PATH. So I Everyone is so big. And I was bigger than they were when I was big. They don't know what they're getting into. It's good that you're getting to walk around. Good girl. Keep walking. Atta girl. It'll keep you happy, healthy, and wealthy. Yep. That's what I do. I tell people good things as they walk by. Down here in Nuremberg. Last few weeks I've been in Germany. Anyway, so getting the feel of the oncoming war. And so, I went all around the building, checked the keys on the different doors and what did what, and found the stage door and found that key, and then used that on the loading dock door, and that worked, and then okay. So I felt like it was about 20 minutes, walked around, and I saw that there on the campus there were no real park benches. Except it was a park bench that was looked brand spanking new, and it was kind of almost in front of the theater. There was a nice little quad where College Avenue, and then the other avenue that College, I guess it was High School Street or Newark High School Avenue or something. It was where the high school met College Avenue. And it was where they built they built a nice little quad that obviously, if they planted a tree in the square where there was dirt and the rest had a nice, kind of brick sidewalk all the way around the front of that part of the street, all the way down to where it starts at College Avenue. I said, oh, this isn't pretty. And it was this kind of bench, big, heavy, kind of almost concrete-y with wooden things, but I sat in, and it was had a nice little